Perfect timing. Elena, thank you for the raid. Wait, is this what this normally sounds like? Time out. Testing, testing, testing. Okay, I guess it's been, what, more than a year since I've gone this long without streaming? A whole week? Whew. Elena, thank you. Blindfold challenge. Hold on. Okay. Cello, Vol, Tanya, Sound Alert Bot, Cheap Asian, Kazi, Nad, Elfin, thank you for the 15-month resub. And hello. Asamiya, thank you all for being here. And then, Elena, thank you for the raid. And Possum and Mojo Rising Jam coming through. Constellatio, of course. And Constellatio, thank you for that 20 months, which means, yeah, damn, 20 months since the trip. Already 20 months. Damn. Okay, so you're gonna have to forgive me. I'm somewhat running on fumes from both last night and just in general. Dude, 5 thank you for the 100 bits. Guys, 5 is one of the top cheerers and gift subbers, so just think about that for a second. So for those who don't know, I was helping run a guitar festival in Rhode Island, and it was insane on multiple levels. For one, I'm incredibly tired, so most nights last night I went to sleep at 6 in the morning and woke up at 9 to take some people to drive, 30 minutes south to then drive almost 2 hours north to drop up for the people who know going from in Rhode Island, to drop them off at Logan International Airport. A lot of trips to the airport. A lot of driving in general. It was hey guys, I met Necros Ahab. Brian, what's up? I met Brian for the first time at one of the concerts. You guys missed it. You had the opportunity. You could have met. You could have met me. Blindfolded challenge. Okay, hold on. Oh, so I sort of said it in a joking manner, but I've noticed some actual difficulty, like concentrating, and again, like saying words sometimes. But so just forgive me. Cello, thank you for the 14-month resub, and Wolfric for the 33-month resub at tier 2 as well. If any of you who just, cheered the bits like 5 or resubbed would like to check out the song list, let me know. Here, let me do this. God, is the guitar's not even in tune? Or maybe it is. I played it earlier. God, I didn't even have time to change my strings. I was supposed to change them before the festival. Okay. This will just have to be calm and chill and relaxing. It's okay, Kazi. Thank you for the 10 bits. And Elena, thank you for the 30 bits. 10 bits is better than nothing, right? It's okay. I need to tune. Whoa. who am I kidding? I was trying to pretend. It's not terrible. Okay. What was I doing? Okay, Yaru redeemed blindfolded challenge, so I don't know how challenging this will be. Okay, I can see now. Also, thank you everyone for contributing to the hype train. Thanks for the claps, Yaru. Woo. Hey, what's up, Lemur? Thank you everyone for the claps. So, okay. Oh my gosh. Probably said it, but how did the Dallin thing go? It must be the master classes. They were very interesting. Next, what's up? How's it going? I played for someone. He's an Italian classical guitarist. We talked about phrase. I mean, we talked about a lot of things, but one of the main things was phrasing. This is actually something that came up the whole week in lots of different places. Phrasing and what you can do. You guys missed it. You guys missed it. He had me get up and dance and sing the melody of this Dowlin piece while going from one foot and trying to, instead of going... You guys could have watched me literally go from one foot to the next while singing. You missed it. The idea being this. If you go like this is what people do. That's what you're likely to play. Okay, well, what if instead of the beat being in 4, you make it in 2? So instead of going... What if instead you go, instead of 1, 2, you go... But then he said, what if you actually make it, each measure is just a beat? And it's difficult to do, especially at that speed. So maybe that's not possible. But the idea, the important thing is how you're actually feeling the beat is directly related to how you end up playing. So this came up somewhere else in the opposite situation. So there's someone, he's one of my favorite guitarists now. He's 22, I think, and he's like an actual prodigy and like musical genius for the guitar. He's there's nobody like him. There was this workshop, and afterwards, the person who was teaching the workshop, it was about rhythms and strumming patterns. And so, again, classical musicians, kind of just in general, like doing this thing, thinking about these long phrases. But what this person wanted him to do, I can't do the actual thing right this second, unless I can remember. So it was this is crazy with this microphone. It was this shuffle type beat, and what I noticed was that the person who had given the lecture is playing in front of the person going like, God, this is impossible to do like this. And he's doing this thing going dun 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 dun. Okay, so what happens, if this makes things longer, then this makes things heavier. And so then I noticed this person, Thatcher, who's South Park intro, kind of. That's the thing. And so Thatcher's, instead of going dun dun chuck 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 chuck, he's going chuck 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 chuck. And so it's like, Thatcher, move your body twice as fast. You basically never do this while playing any classical piece. And so this helped bring weight to it, because in this case you wanted the weight. The other thing that was interesting was just, this is sort of just a side note there was I had a lot of opportunities to help instruct or teach in informal ways. And so this was one of them because the person was struggling to get him to play. What was happening, he was going like... something kind of like that. And it was like heavier, more of like chuck, 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 instead of... And so it was like, just touch your fingers to this chord. It's difficult to do because you have to mute. You know, and I can't remember the pattern. But these ways of altering the thinking about the playing ends up sort of leading to the results you want, as opposed to saying, cut the notes short, make the phrase longer, make it shorter. The words don't do very much sometimes, and so sometimes you need to actually find ways to get yourself to think about something a little different, to force the change you want to have, if that makes sense. So you don't necessarily just say the change you want. You attempt to make something. You attempt to find what you can change in your body, in your playing, to make the sound end up changing. So this is the idea. This is almost similar to like, someone struggling with weight loss. This is always, I feel like, the best example. You don't tell a person, oh, I'm struggling, I'm overweight. It's like, okay, eat less, diet and exercise. Yeah, that's what you want them to do, but that's not how you get them to do it. So those two things are very different. So telling Thatcher to play the notes shorter is the result you want, but it's not how you get it to be done. But yeah. Okay. 1 second. Oh, this is interesting. When there's a first time chat thing. Oh no, I can just do this. Never mind, I'm stupid. Okay. I blanked out for a second. Dude, my mind is all over the place. Okay. You don't get to use proper muscles by thinking about the muscles to use, rather you think about the movement. Yeah, you have to think about what's actually going to lead to the change. You don't just think about the change. I mean, you do. You have to know, you have to have some direction. But if you have a problem, you can't just fix it by stating the opposite of the problem. That's not actually a solution. It's like, oh, I'm poor, get money. It's like, yeah, that's just the problem, in other words. Overweight, lose weight. It's like, okay. I don't know. Yeah, how? So, let me play something else quick. I'm trying to, unless you guys would like to just not hear music, I don't even mean this sarcastically, and just hear more about the festival. If you're interested, there's a lot, and it's all quite disorganized in my mind. So it would be kind of me just spewing things out, but I don't know if that's what you like. That's cool. It's up to you. Hear more about the festival? Okay, what if I do this? I'm just gonna do, okay, blanket chords while I speak, so we have to, oh. Is that out of tune? And if there's anything you're specifically curious about, I don't know what specific questions you'd have, but whatever. So I mentioned some things to some people. There's no order to this, but one of the things that was very interesting was there was a whole lot of French. It was very, very bizarre. I was assigned Some of us were assigned to different artists. I was assigned to two artists from France. They're both from Paris. Well, one of them was born and raised there. The other one was from Normandy but lives in Paris. Where was the festival? Hey, Kayla, in Rhode Island, at the University of Rhode Island, where I just started my master's. But one of them, this guy is crazy. This guy's crazy. Crazy, like, okay. He lived in Mongolia for 6 years and so studied, I forget the name of the bowed string instrument, and, in the car, all of a sudden, we're driving. I had to get them from the airport, bring them back, drive them every day to and from different places. He would just start throat singing. Just randomly, just be looking out the window and just start going but actually speak some Mongolian and does the actual words and does it very authentically, and it's what the hell is happening? He was discussing connections between music from different cultures, and at some point he's talking about a specific type of Persian religious music, and he starts chanting to me in Farsi. I'm driving, and he's like, yeah, I don't know Farsi and I don't know the chant, and he's just out of nowhere. The name of the prodigy? Well, so there's this. Hold on. I don't know if you were here before. This is the young guitarist person I was talking about. I did that wrong. You'll drop a tune? Oh, okay. Matthias is the person I'm talking about now. And so this is just, this person, he's lived these things. Again, lived in India for years and studied Indian classical music and studied flamenco. Studied flamenco in Spain for 6 years. He just lived with gypsies. It's one reason why he did these. Off the train going home. Okay, take care, Kazi. Well, so I thought about it. I don't know if I'd consider Matthias any sort of genius or prodigy, and I think that's an important distinction to make. I think he's just widely curious. He was talking about incredibly open, and seems to lack self judgment in a lot of ways. Meaning, how do you feel comfortable enough meeting someone and doing these things within the first, 30 minutes that you've met them? And to be open to these different cultures and different, just these different things. And it's because he doesn't seem to have a, actually, his technical abilities are definitely incredibly high, but it's, I think the key is more this idea of being curious and open to different stuff. The Brazilian stuff, yeah, he incorporated all sorts of things. Here's another thing. In one of the pieces, he was singing and doing this again, singing in this with these Mongolian influences, and just started making horse noises at one point because the piece was to represent galloping. Serious ADHD put to very good use. Yeah, but it's very interesting. Okay, so there's him and his good friend and partner in crime for music, Jeremy Jouve, and so he's the guitar professor at the Paris Conservatory. Very, no. Thatcher has nothing to do with this anymore. Here, let me do this. I'll bring up Matthias. crazy. What would... So I've never seen this. I've never seen this. I just looked this up, but this may be just from the thumbnail. Just from the thumbnail, this may be... I have no idea what this is, by the way, so... A little dramatic with the filming, but that's alright. I wonder if there's any... So, okay, so there's stuff like this. There's, I don't know, what's this? Just part... All the filming is so dramatic, I don't know what... Is there any... Okay, so there's let's see here. But then there's stuff like this. You have to dance inside, but you also dance outside. It was very... So, I didn't know anything about him before this. One second. This was my entire week, by the way. Very improved. You have access to all the recorded performances? Oh my god, please share. This sentence just made... Actually, no. Very improved T. What does that mean? I'm gonna mute myself. I gotta do something. Gotta do something for the... Give me just a few minutes. Give me just a few minutes. Oh god, I really don't like this person. Yeah, I'll just play... They came with your ticket? Okay, sweet. Because we were wondering about that. I have to... Okay. Alright, I gotta mute for just a couple of minutes while I change. I'm gonna play for you his most famous piece. I think I decided to change my graduate recital program slightly to include this piece. This is Jeremy, by the way. I'll just type it in. I'm surprised it's not the first thing. I wonder if they have one. Oh, this is the group of them doing it. I don't know what this one sounds like, but this may be loud. Okay. So that was an example of some of the music, because this is also the same composer. So what were you guys mentioning? Talked about hurting his hands. What happened? Wait. I mentioned the pen started. What is it? Oh, that was Thatcher, the person who asked about how do you do this without hurting your hands or something, and he just said you just keep doing it, and eventually you build up calluses and sort of numbness to the pain. Yeah, I'm not sure about getting the stuff online. It's absolutely insane that it's live streamed and then not posted later. I don't think they understand. That's through the university. That's something, I need to talk to someone about that, because it should be pretty obvious to everyone. That's crazy. Like, what? I don't know. It's insane. So, yeah. Okay, so this person. Okay, so now you have an idea of kind of who this guy is. It was funny. I was like, oh, I have to go after I drop you off. I have to go up to the airport again. It's like a 2-hour drive. And he said you should get a podcast. I'd recommend you some, but they're in French. And I was like, oh, I don't know, like recommend them anyway. Maybe I can, I don't know, understand some of it. And so he asked if I speak French. I was like, I don't know, not really. And so I said some stuff, just some basic things. And the thing that stuck out to him the most was the pronunciation. The pronunciation, the accent, and the fact that it was very informal. And so then he asked me to say a few things. And from there, he just, it wasn't the whole time, but he just like kept sort of forcing me to speak French whenever. It was a very interesting experience, because him and Jeremy they would just speak to me just straight in French, and not like for fun. It was just like, and sometimes it'd be English, and he'd go, Rafi, en français. I was like, okay. And so it was a lot of, it was like a whole week of listening to that and attempting to be part of conversations in this other language, which is very strange. It's much different. It's much different than just listening to a song, or listening to a stream, or listening to a news broadcast. It's much different than that, than people talking and turning and saying something, and not as a game, just actually trying to communicate something. It's like, it's very bizarre. And so it was a lot of that, and some Spanish too. So this is, yeah, because it's like immersion, but there's something maybe a little different to point out. So unless this is what people, I always thought of the idea of immersion as like, you're thinking in it, you're just constantly using it. But what I mean is, I mean something more like this, there are these people. Again, Jeremy's like one of the best classical guitarists, literally like alive right now. And then there's this other person, Matthias, who's just like this has an insane presence about him. And there's a difference between, listening to something and one of these people like talking to you, like right next to you, like talking and turning to you. It's it was strange. Again, not in a bad way. It was just, I have an ear for languages though. I mean, I think a little bit at least, or at least a certain part of languages, which, okay. So I mentioned at some point my French impression, which they loved. And they joined in on. It was the one where it was like, guys, I know how to speak. This is how you. The original did. I hung out with a bunch of your friends this weekend. They were singing the French national anthem in my car, just like shouting it out loud. Okay, you've been lurking? All right. But no, so I did my thing and I was like, the audio's delayed? Is it delayed for anyone else? Let me do this just in case. I did my thing for them. I was like, ok, donc voilà. Bon, du coup, écoute, and I just did that, and they were and they joined. They joined it, and then they did their English impression because I was like, I have to park my car. Like, I have to park my car. I am parking my car. I'm parking my car. God damn it, dude. But they loved it. They loved it because Jeremy's in the backseat, like leans up to the front and like stares to listen to the impression. He was. Let me do this. Also, the most intimidating playing experience of my life. Yesterday, your impression is pretty nice, thanks. Yesterday, Matthias grabs me at some point. Matthias grabs me and goes, Jeremy wants you to play for him. Come play a piece. And I go and I say, and we go in this room alone, and they're sitting down, and Matthias is just sitting down, like. Play us a piece. And then improvise. I was like, what the fuck? And Jeremy's very quiet and reserved, and he's sitting as well. And these two guys, they're also very big. They're like 6'4", both of them. They're huge. Yo, Blackberry, what's up? And so, it's not like play for us in a mean way, but it's just like play, like music, just like these two, like. I was like, holy shit. I played incredibly poorly. Now, fortunately, because I was with them for a while today, I talked to them about it, and they were incredibly kind and understanding about it. Because what I sort of explained is I was like, it was just sort of too much pressure. And so I explained it as, in terms of my playing and improvising, it was all from my mind. And so it was very dead and lifeless. There was just too much thinking involved. It was too much of like, I need to say something, I need to do something. But it wasn't anxiety. I think I've been cured of the physical anxiety, by the way. Because if this, I did a master class with another one, like again, guitarist at like the highest level. I didn't shake. Again, with them, there was no shaking. So I could actually play. I could play. It seems to be streaming, maybe some other things in my life have apparently cured this, but whatever. But I can still be nervous. I can still be anxious in my brain. They surely know. Well, that's the thing. That's the thing I thought about. It's like, if they're really, this sort of like this perceptive and intuitive and experienced and all this, then they must know. No, it wasn't the manliness. It was just like it was that they're too very they're I have an insane amount of respect for them. Respect that they deserve, earned respect. No, I mentioned partly the physical part because that's just sort of a human thing. There can be that extra level, but they just each have a presence, a very different presence. Again, Matthias is like this wild creature. We get out of the car. He's, you can smell the life. I can smell. You have good air in Rhode Island. You have very good air. Oh, the trees, they are beautiful. I was like, yeah, it's unfortunate that they, it doesn't last very long. It's okay, they die, but it is a cycle. It is like life, and then they come back. It is all a cycle. And I was like, oh my god, this guy's crazy. So there's him, and then there's Jeremy, who's just very not mean and not also not fun, just like incredibly shy, actually. And it's just like these two guys who just each do their own thing incredibly well, but also just sitting there, just like staring. It's like, no one else in the room. You shut the door. It's just like there's maybe you can think about it like this. There's no hiding. They're gonna see and hear everything. You're bound to be incredibly exposed. Again, it's not a bad thing, but it is just, it's just what's happening. And this was after the whole, spending the whole week with them, so I felt very, I felt comfortable in general around them. It's easier to play for 100 people than it is for 2. Absolutely, especially in this case. Again, because it wasn't even just 2 people. It was like, it's like these 2 people. So I was like, Jesus. So I was thinking that too. This was something else to note that was I appreciated very much. Particularly Matthias seemed to take a liking to me. Whether it was, the French speaking and attempt to do that. Also, he was very I think the thing he was impressed most about was the ability to teach. Again, he was struggling to get these concepts across. And so I tried to find, without, interjecting too much, but after a while he asked me to help out if I could. He was incredibly impressed at the ability to quickly isolate, find the problem, isolate it, figure out what could be said in a short amount of time in order to convey the necessary information to get the person to have the change immediately. So it's nice to have someone notice something about you. I think we're all like that, no? Don't people want to be understood and respected? Not necessarily liked, although that's cool too, but right? So it's a form of, it felt like a form of that. Or like, because I struggle very much, as I've told you guys before, that I have these things in my mind, and that's all well and good, but if you can't articulate it, if you can't put in the actions to show it, if you can't make it come out with your fingers, well, that means that there's no real way for anyone to be aware of this stuff. It's almost no different than if you didn't have the ideas in your head. And so it can very much feel like this feeling of being like mentally trapped. A loose analogy, something like and of course someone won't like this, but it's like, let's say you're, I don't know, you're like in a coma, you're paralyzed in some way and you want to speak but you can't. And imagine someone's like, oh, I wonder if he can hear me or not. Your loved one's around and you just want to say like, I can. But it doesn't matter whether you can hear them or whether you can't, because you can't convey the information. From their point of view, it makes no difference, because it's the same. It's the same for them, whether you actually could or not. Their experience doesn't change. And so I find myself in life, as you guys have witnessed here, yeah, you become emotionally constipated for sure, and you push out these things and you attempt to let them out in ways that end up not being productive. So that's obviously not good. So that was nice. So what did I play? I played this. I don't know why. I didn't know what to play. It was very... And so I just... And I'm going to try something different because Jeremy pointed out something that was very, very true. Which is that whenever I play tremolo stuff, I tend to think more about the bass, which you shouldn't do. And Matthias... So... It is hard to be fluent in the musical language, but here's the thing. Welcome in, Hesiv. I don't know if that's how you say that, but it's like, let's say you know a language, but you can't actually speak it out, or you know things about a language, maybe you've studied it, but you've never actually practiced speaking it enough. So like you know these things, but you can't actually communicate. Well, it's like, okay, how useful is that? Obviously, it'll be somewhat useful to have that information, but it's not the same as actually being able to express yourself. So it's the same here. You can, I can know what the chords are and how the line is supposed to be shaped and all this stuff, but if my fingers go like, then no one wants to hear you talk about a musical interpretation. They want to hear the interpretation. Like they want to hear. That's the whole point. So, and I've mentioned this is one of the two main reasons essentially I'm going back to school, because I've spent so much time trying to become fluent, at least in my mind, of fluent in this language, but it's come at the cost of my fingers. So now I have things I want to say, things I hear, things I think, and these guys are a little lacking. So I tell them, here's what you should say, and they're like, here's what you should say. Like, all right, guys, you gotta work on this. Here's you know what's sort of intimidating as well. Intimidating, but also incredibly inspirational. This was in all the master classes specifically that Matthias did, which is when he speaks, he's like, you have to shape the line. You can't. It's this type of insistence, this almost thing that it's like it's obvious that this is the case, and not in a way like this is. You have to shape it. It's like you have to shape it. It's not a series of notes. It's not this. It's a line. It's lyrical. It's a voice. Everything is a voice. It's like these types of ways. It's like, oh my gosh. It's very intense. They wave with that one finger, yeah. But that's why you can't yell at them to do it. You have to help them out. You're on the same team. And I mean, it was the first and main thing that they both said, and that was the focus on the bass. So he said about the tremolo, there's too much of the bass, which I love, and I know I'm aware of, and there's. So if we go like, here's the bass. And this, it should be the opposite. I mean, there are great things in the bass, so you don't want to just, it's not like it doesn't exist, but I was clearly putting the accompaniment above the singer, which that was the analogy Matthias used, which is that this is the singer. So instead of perhaps something more like, but even that is very. Again, as opposed to. Hello, Fair. Beer can, I can't beer can. Well, I actually should. I didn't even mean to play that much of it right now. So this is difficult. He also gave me Glenn Gould was tremendous with that. That's why he's one of the reasons why he's the best. He also gave me this. I had never heard anyone mention this about tremolo before. He suggested a way to think about it, which is that you don't just like quickly do this. He wanted me to try to actually play as lightly as possible instead of like. Now I should use the beard cam maybe. So instead of like. Whoops. No, the tremolo should stand out. That should be the focus. But for some reason, my ears always be like. Where does it here? Oh, because it's just a. Instead of. If the thinking by if you mean like at least the apparent the possible story of the knocking thing, perhaps, but although if that is the case, I at least want to do it on purpose, because then I struggled very much, as you maybe just heard. If you didn't hear it, I can tell you I did. And to be lighter, you have to be able to control it. This was something we talked about very much. There were a lot of conversations about philosophy and life and all sorts of stuff that you'd typically talk about if you were high. No, this was just an approach to just to practice this. So there's okay. So usually it's like I sort of think like this, and fingers go in, even if it's like this, as opposed to, you know what, I'll actually just do it this way, because you know what's, okay? So instead of your fingers going, it's tension release, tension release, tension release, duck, 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 goose. Sorry, it's and the reason I thought it was interesting, because that's the Glenn Gould's teacher. That was the thing. It was like, which he had them work on by going like, so to me this seemed to be the guitar equivalent. And so you don't play the next one with your hand like this, it comes back. And again, not that when you play you're actually going to do that, because that's impossible. You're not going to be able to do that fast and smooth. It's just not going to happen ever. But that's not what exercises are about. If you go back to what we said at the beginning of the stream about you don't say to a person what you want to have happen. You say what you want them to do to make that change happen. So you can tell someone something that's, in a certain sense, not actually completely accurate. But if that's the thing that gives them the best chance of getting to the desired result, then that's what you should tell them. Again, like what I mentioned with Thatcher, this had to be shorter. And I noticed Matthias telling him to play shorter didn't work. Telling him to lift up, it's still too much. So I told him to not play the notes at all, just go. Not because that was desired. You don't want this sound. But I figured if he's too much this way, what if I tell him to go the other extreme, with the thinking being that, well, he'll probably, without realizing it really, find his way somewhere in between. So it's like, he's too far down here, he wants to be here. So you don't tell him to go here, you tell him to go up here, and where he'll actually probably end up is where you want him to be. And this happens with a lot of exercises just in general, technical exercises. Oh, I did this one too. He wasn't swinging it. And Matthias is like, no, more, you have to feel it more groove. And so I did it this way. I was like, Thatcher. Eighth notes. Swung. Shuffle. The idea is duck, 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 duck. You shorten the space between these two. Because there's a difference between having it swung da 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 and da 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 da. There's different levels of the swing, and Thatcher was too much on the da 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 instead of da 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 da. Okay. Skipping, yeah. I'm thinking too much of the bass. That was incredibly, haha, that's not the reverb. That was incredibly, difficult. I've been playing, those things you heard weren't actually memory slips. It was, it was lack of concentration slips. My entire focus was on, not even just my right hand, it was just on these three fingers, so it makes it difficult to do. Thanks for the claps. So, but you can't expect, this is the first time I've played it since they mentioned these changes. So then they asked me to improvise something. This is after all this. And I didn't know what to do because I've mentioned this before. You can't force this stuff. And I talked to them for a while about this. It's like what you do when you're uninspired. Will that one be in my concert? No. Have to run later. All right, Blackberry. It's nice to see you back. Well, I'll have to send you a message. Things should be a little less crazy now. Also, yeah, that's the same question of the day. I didn't even... Yeah, it's the same one. I appreciate you responding to it for a second time. Um, so what I did, something that I was sort of feeling earlier was this sort of French Baroque thing. And I was like, oh, what do I even do with this? And so I'm like thinking in my mind, maybe I'll just show them something. And as I'm playing, Jackie, what's up? Hello. And Dolce, welcome in, both of you. The festival was great. It was very intense. Um, uh, my mind, I feel like, it's had some moments of pause. It's basically it was getting up at 7 in the morning and going to bed usually around 3 in the morning, and then repeating this. I mean, literally, sometimes it was actually less. It was a lot of time in cars with people, which is almost some of my favorite parts because that's when you get to talk. There was this person. His name's Mauro Zanatta. He's Italian, but he's lived in Mexico for I don't know how many years, 10 years, maybe more than that. And I pick him up and we have to drive back. We have a insane traffic, so we have almost a 3-hour drive back. And he smokes cigarettes and he asked if he could, and I was like, you know what, fine. And I was like, you know what, I'll smoke some too. So there were things like talking about life, kids, where you find value in things, what's sort of important in life, philosophies on music and interpretation and repertoire choice and competitions. And he told me about his background because he actually started out as an organist and a harpsichord player. Also, there was something about him he didn't actually mention, but I got a sense of some sort of pain within him, for lack of better words. But it was quite the experience. We were listening to Brandenburg Concerto. I was just picture this, and so he also told me about how he used to drive really fast. He had a Toyota Supra, twin turbocharged Toyota Supra, that he used to drive dangerously fast, and used to ride motorcycles too. And so you had 4 early nights as a remote participant. Yeah, it's just not the same. But it was just very interesting to be there, smoking cigarettes with this stranger, talking about this stuff, listening to Brandenburg, like these. For those who don't know, these pieces by Bach, they're like some of his most famous pieces, and just singing the different lines together, taking the different parts, and then he's like, beautiful, perfect line. It's beautiful. It's amazing. It was just a very surreal experience. And then he played at the concert, and it made the performance very uniquely impactful for me, because it wasn't just about listening to the music, because you could see it on his face. He's very much he shows the expressions in his face, but some people it's all just a facade. I can never prove it to you, but it just is. People going like, oh, these are the faces you need to make when you play music. This means I'll play it emotionally. You can tell. Just like you can tell if someone's really happy or really sad. If someone's like, that's not a face of happiness. You can't necessarily prove it to a person. So that's what I mean here. But it was incredibly, I don't know, moving, I guess you could just say, to see this person, because on the face of it, it's just this guy, and he's very well dressed during the performance, very formal, and he's playing just this beautiful music, just very sweet and emotional, and it's just like, oh, here's some guy just playing this guitar, just like playing this instrument, this wooden thing with 6 strings, whatever, so simple, but behind it is like all these other things about him, this whole life that's behind this person that you wouldn't know. You can't express like the past musical experiences, the life experience, like personal experiences again, or whether it's the stuff about the, driving car, like the fact that it's this guy in a just super formal suit. I mean, just looks like he's like, um, and playing this stuff, but like knowing like this dude, he was doing his impression of like what his car sounded like. It's like thinking about this is like the opposite of what you think if someone's just like. So, oh, I didn't mean the face, but I mean like, let's say you're. I wasn't focused so much on the face. I was just trying to do the part, but it was more the music that someone's playing this, but then also it's like, oh, so this guy is, classical musician, so therefore this is what his life has been like. He's playing this music on this guitar, wearing these clothes. No, not that it's over romantic. That it's this sweet music. So you go like, you see this person, so you don't know them at all. They come up on stage and they're like incredibly well dressed, fancy with this guitar, just this. He's not sitting there. He's not sitting there with an electric guitar and I don't know jeans or whatever and a t-shirt like. Shredding, and then you go like, oh yeah, this guy must be crazy, or whatever. To think that this person is like behind it is someone who's at times a maniac. Adhesive. I don't know if I'm saying that right. It's like adhesive without the first part. Oh, we're gonna get some parking. But right. Also, what's up, Count? So it's just like this person again. So you go like, all right, now I know this guy. He wears a powdered wig and likes drinking wine, and he speaks in a very fancy way, and he's very proper, and drives very slow because he's very timid, and yet the first thing he did when he got in my car, I was like, because we were talking in typing in Spanish because Adam speaks Spanish and this guy speaks Spanish, and part of the group chat, it was all in Spanish. And so I was like, if you want, like, we can, speak in English because you might speak better. And he's like, okay. It's like, fuck these airlines. I can't do the fucking airlines. Holy shit. Because they lost his luggage at one point and he missed flights. A degen in disguise. But that's the thing, it's not a degen in disguise. Just like I'm not. I mean, I'm incredibly degenerate. Like one of the nights I had whiskey and wine in both. It was a little crazy. But it was that you're not just a degenerate or you're not just some fancy pants. That's right. It's that this person could, that there could be something behind a person more than you know in front of them, or more than you know in front of you. And that this person has these struggles and that they're just playing this music. It was just a combination of a lot of things that was very intense. Again, I keep using the word intense because a lot of it is very intense. His choice of piece to play would say something about that. For sure. I mean, it was just, he played a lot of just like these beautiful, honestly, like these like exquisite, just beautiful, not sophisticated, although yes, but it's not that. Elegant. Hey, Lady Galadriel, welcome back. How are you doing? I'm doing all right. It's amazing. Again, my body is not maybe doing the best. Which is okay. That was to be expected. In my brain, there's just a lot of stuff. It's not bad. It's just a lot of things. But yeah, so it was just it was an interesting experience. So, so what I did, again, back to the improvisation. So it was like, it became very physical and very mental, as opposed to, trying to actually express something, which for me is timeout. Did that not sound very regular? Didn't that sound like sawing? That was a dog. I don't know what he was doing. He doesn't have his really loud bone, which makes it much more rough and not as controlled. I don't know what the hell he's... I don't know. Hopefully me coming up made him feel some sort of shame, but... so that he'll stop. But so the improvisation was something like this, and partway through I was like, oh no, it's too cerebral. I'm not feeling enough, so then I tried to force the feeling, and that's impossible. You can't force the sounds into your head. You can't force the feeling. It's just not how it works. That's why inspiration is a thing. But I didn't actually mind the improvisation, to be totally honest. I just kept becoming aware of the fact that I'm too aware and I'm too much here and like not enough here. I was like, oh, this is not very, I don't know, moving. It went a little something like this. Maybe something like So it's going something like this, and I'm doing this, and it's like, okay, you know, it's this Baroque thing, there's counterpoint going on. It's like, and then I started thinking this raga. Okay, so one of the mornings, everybody was just dead. Okay, this morning, yesterday morning, everyone was dead because we stayed out incredibly late. And so the three of us were sitting in the car driving, just like, and I was mentioning how when I worked at this coffee shop, I used to love listening to Mendelssohn's Songs Without Words. It was like perfectly nice. Not too loud, not too quiet. For those who don't know, it's solo piano music by Mendelssohn, and I might have mentioned the Mendelssohn. And Matthias was like, oh, you need this raga. It's a major scale with a sharp 11. We all know that it's Lydian, essentially. And so I'm doing this thing. Dude, what is he doing? And so I'm doing this, and I have this. He might just be scratching the floor. I don't know. I can't see a toy, and now he's in a different part of the. I don't know. What was I saying? Oh, so then I tried to force something, so it was like. And so then I thought about this raga at the moment, so it was like. And tried to incorporate it. I mean, I did, but it was very much like. It sounds like exactly what my thought process was. It sounds like I played something, and then it sounds like I thought of the idea to incorporate this, and I did. And like, that's not how. That's just very cerebral. That's not like. Not that it can't be part of a process that's involves feelings and emotions or whatever, but it wasn't. It was just like very cerebral, and I was like, okay, what the fuck? So, yeah. What was I gonna do? Oh, well, let me do this. Let me, well, I don't know. I'm so out of it, guys. I'm so out of it. Maybe I could show you guys some pictures and videos. I don't know. Is that something you'd enjoy? I'm tempted to play some. You know, yeah, let me do something for a second. I'm gonna play. You know, it's okay. I just again, very little sleep, a decent amount of alcohol, and and a lot of just thoughts. So you could say like a lot of unprocessed thoughts. Hey, what's up, Jade? Thank you for sharing those pictures of that old tree stump. And for the 35-month resub. I forgot. I didn't even check. I mentioned earlier when some people resubbed that they could request something, but I didn't even check to see if they did. So Jade, also you as well, if you'd like to hear something in particular, let me know. Thanks for the claps. Good evening, Gramophone. How are you doing? Let's see if I can do. Let's see how easily I can do this. Wonderful to see you as well. Thank you for being here. Hey, Kauto, thank you for the claps as well. What's up? Sign in with your Apple ID. Oh, that was one a bunch of people liked. I was not expecting this. I was not expecting this at all. We were listening to just like the classical radio station at one point, and the person's voice is like, "You're listening to 95.9 WCRB," and I just said it back, and they thought it was hilarious. They're like, "What is his voice? What is his voice? This like radio voice?" You're listening to the classical radio station. Because to them it sounds incredibly absurd, because it kind of is. And I did a voice later for someone. He's from Costa Rica, and I was like, "I'm speaking English right now," because we were talking about because there are people from all over. So it was like, "Oh, you know, where are you from? Like, you're from the Northeast." I'm like, "Yeah." So I had to have this sort of generic Northeast American accent and stuff. But I brought up like, "I'm from the United States of America." And he started cracking up laughing. And I was like, "What's so funny?" And he said it sounded exactly like his English lessons in school. Like, example number 1. Listen to the following example and translate what they say. You know, something like this. He thought it was... I genuinely wasn't expecting that one. But... Also, where is Captain Terrific? I have something special for him. Yo, Captain, are you lurking? If you are, you better come out of lurking right now. Miss Mary Lou, thank you for the raid. What's up? How was your stream? How are you doing? You wanted to clap during the performance? Dude, you should have just done it. Double raid. Oh, who raided you before? Where's the other raid from? Retro Chris, what's up? Bardic, how's it going? Pyrus, how are you? What's my password? What's my password for this? Please. Oh shit! Did I not do something I was supposed to do? Oops. Okay. Sorry, okay. Sorry. Again. Dude, where is it? Oh, there. Okay. Sorry. Not that I think it's like this. What? Timeouts. What am I doing here? Okay. Wait, am I looking to... This is totally worth it. Dude, what? Okay, let me... Whoops. Hey. Okay, weird. I don't know why that didn't work the first time. Don't mind me. Hey, water. How's it going? Try not to expose anything here. I think this should be fine. Okay, we should be good. I wish this was bigger though. You can't really see much. Okay, so here's this first concert at this this courthouse, which the lady that runs the place was smoking cigarettes inside because she forgot there was a performance. And it was supposed to be super formal and well put together because the president of the university was coming, and she's like, I'm sorry, because she talked like this. I'm totally sorry. I completely forgot that there was a performance. I was smoking cigarettes inside, and she has this aerosol thing on like, which actually did something. But okay, so this is Adam. He's the person I'm studying with. This is the person, Jason, the one who, from Costa Rica, who, here's Lo-Fi, who thought my impression of his sound of English from his English lesson exercises was funny. Hey, what happens if I do this? Okay, let's do this. It gets slightly cut off, but that's okay. That's fine. Okay, his outfit looked like, Tony Montana. Scarface. This is Adrian. He's also from Costa Rica. I mentioned him a couple times. He's the other graduate guitar student at URI. Oh, this is my teacher. This is the one who's French. She teaches all the theory stuff. This is the one who I said I would be in her room and office hours and took every class possible with her. So she wrote a piece for guitar for Adrian. This is Philippos. He's from Greece, and he has a bigger shit-eating grin than I do. Constantly. I didn't want to admit it, but it was just true. I had to. Oh, guys, here's a picture at lunch. Oh, this is Matthias. This is the guy who gave the talk. He's a neuroscientist. This is Matt Road. He's another guitarist, and his wife Marisol and Adam. Does anybody notice anything about this picture? Does anybody notice anything about this picture? Yeah, didn't I headline the festival? Totally. That you're covering up. You know, I tried to. My phone is literally against the wall. See, no hair, no. No. That's how you know. Any classical guitarist in the stream? Any classical guitarist in the stream? Looks like it's a boring dinner. It wasn't a boring dinner at all. Jeez. This isn't something. It's not even gonna. God, it's not even gonna. One is left-handed. No, it's. God damn it. Food. That's how I know. Oh my God, that's how you know there's no classical guitarist watching. It's okay. It was Thai food. So, I was told, I was with Matthias, he was doing some workshop. We were told to come by, like, do you guys want lunch? So I said, we were like, okay, yeah, let's eat some food. And Adam said, come meet us in this room and we'll walk over. Dude, why has this been happening like this? And this person, dude, why has it been doing this? This is the craziest thing ever, by the way. And this person was in the room. Wasn't in the program. Wasn't on the website. This is maybe the most famous classical guitarist alive right now. And I was like, what the hell is she doing here? Standing at like our little university, just like this room. I was like, what is she? What the hell? This is Anna Vidovich. She's just the, I mean, you can't be a bigger, like, I'm not really sure. Oh, what does this say? Hold on. There you go. The queen of classical guitar. It's just like, this is how you know there's no classical guitarist, which is just fine, but it was just, you see her in your YouTube feed all the time? Yeah. Yeah, see, you love her? Yeah. Oh, that was her. Yeah, so maybe you didn't recognize her because it may have been unexpected and, you know, you can look a little different, but yep, she's the one, like, Captain posts about her, like, hand stretching out a bunch and all this stuff. And it was just like, okay. It was crazy. Oh, whoops, I didn't mean to do this. But yeah. So this is this person, John Tavius. He was from Atlanta. He did some, like, traditional American music. She's one of Nick's emotes. She's his hey emo, right? Okay, I played this guitar. Guys, guess how much this guitar is before I go to the next slide. Guess. Does the guitar have a name? No, but it's, so it was built by Hermann Hauser. He was the first person to build a guitar outside of Spain in this, that was in this style. This, what's become the typical guitar style, because before this they didn't look like that. 600,000. These are some good it was basically $200,000. 195,000. Oh, this is, does anybody recognize this guy? We took a bunch of pictures, because this is someone else who I think Captain will know. Does anybody recognize? I think this is, we've only had the guitar shape for 100 years. Yeah, it's been around 150 years, maybe at the most. This person, Antonio de Torres, made this bigger guitar with this modern shape, and it looks exactly like, essentially exactly like a, it's not exactly the same. Some stuff with the bracing and the materials are slightly different, but overall it looks like a guitar. Just like you'd see, you probably wouldn't be able to tell the difference, because, you know, there'd be no reason to be able to tell the difference. This guy's in like he's in a bunch of videos. So I don't know if you guys know who this person is. Again, this is, hey, Vera, what's up? So this video, you know, Brandon, who's been putting out this stuff, and Rob Scallon has Marshall on. So this person, Marshall, wait, he's wearing the same shirt. Hold on a second. Now, I haven't seen this video in a while, but I think This is the Hauser.
And it's got two cracks on it.
Oh, okay.
And that's it. They've been expertly repaired.
Like, this video has 3 million views. He's in those.
Minor playing wear.
But I was excited to see him. I didn't think he was. No, the neuroscientist is like an amateur guitarist. But he's a neuroscientist, I guess, by trade. He deals in sports science. So helping people with just reaching optimal performance. I think he's wearing the same shirt. Yeah, he is. You guys can't really see it, but he's wearing the same shirt.
This is pretty close to as pristine as you can get. I've had a couple without the cracks, and they're obviously a bit more expensive because, you know, at this point we're grading based off of structural condition and based.
I did Airwheels. I picked his brain apart as much as I could. I asked every single possible guitar question I could. I played my guitar. I had him play my guitar, tell me everything he possibly could about it, about the sound, all this, just everything I possibly could.
So this is not the most perfect one I've had, but it's really close. It's really good.
Oh man, super excited to play this. It's light.
It is.
It's incredibly light.
It's actually not all that far off from the other guitars in terms of the weight, but what you're feeling is the balance of the guitar.
My cuticle maintaining routine streams.
North, south, east, west balance.
Right.
And when you put it up to your chest, you'll actually notice that it settles into your body. It doesn't want to fall away from it.
You are right.
And when it's up properly, the weight tends to disappear off of them.
That's incredible. I've never experienced that before. I was also just enjoying I know this name, Hermann Hauser. I know about the luthier. And just to see the original label is also a beautiful thing. Hermann Hauser, Gitarre in München. Incredible, 1936. Wow.
What does it feel like? Surprisingly not that special. But kind of, well, it's bizarre. So we're used to, so guitars have become much more powerful. I'm just being honest. I'm serious. So guitars have become much more powerful ever since. So the guitar is incredibly light. You don't feel it resonating at all against your body. It doesn't seem to like blast out sound. But it is it's very sweet and has lots of different colors and like very unique colors. So essentially like the sound of the guitar is very unique and is amazing. But I was surprised, just like Brandon said when he picks it up, he's like, whoa, it's light. It's the lightest guitar I've ever held. And it just wasn't very loud. Again, which is not a bad thing. It's just like, oh, you know, I don't know, at least in my mind, I think some other people, it's like you're going to have this guitar and it's just going to be like this crazy thing because it's this famous guitar from this famous luthier. And it was like, oh, okay, I don't know. So it was like, it was really cool, but it wasn't like, no, I couldn't believe that this guitar exists. Like, there are guitars that are, I don't know, less than $10,000, like brand new guitars that I'd honestly rather play. But yeah, it has a finish on it. I'm pretty sure just a French polish. Most guitars have French polish that are like higher level.
Well,
Nope. Hey,
Ooh,
what's up, Secret Man? Yeah,
thingy.
$200,000. Yeah.
Okay, so
But I mean,
just tuning this then.
it's been around and been played forever. It's part of it. The name goes along with it, so it's like in this sort of collector. Or like for that reason, there's significance behind it. So that adds to the value. It's not just the sound of it. It's not like
I'm kind of blown away.
it's not like it's made out of special wood or something. It's
I didn't.
it's
expect to be
rare,
that blown away
so.
by it.
all right. Go for it,
Wow.
Miss Mary Lou. Thank you again for the raid too.
You know, there are pieces you can play where you go, hey, this is a little bit easier, but just to play the open strings and go, whoa.
Yeah, and beyond that, you know, with this guitar, you can actually hear the guitars behind us resonating with it. And that's because the way that he created this inertia of sound. They're not loud guitars.
Yeah, it
by
doesn't
any
strike me as
stretch.
super loud. Yeah.
But
Wow.
there's this energy and constant push behind the sound.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's this guy. That's something else. That's a cat. Have you guys seen this? This cat takes a wedge out of a door and then opens the door handle. I don't know. Look it up. Look it up. Okay, cats shouldn't on Twitter. All right, back to the festival, by the way. Here was the workshop with Jeremy. This is Thatcher, by the way, for the people who were here earlier. And Matthias. This was the talk. That's Anna Vidovich. Also, for those of you who think you're too good to learn, and I'm not really talking about anyone here, although maybe, unless you are, I was very disappointed that a lot of the guitar students at URI didn't come to most of the festival. This is Jeremy Jouve sitting right here. He sat down for this lecture. I mean, he's at like the top of the guitar world. Again, teaches at the prestigious, conservatory, the Paris Conservatory and all this stuff. And he sat down and we watched this lecture for 2 hours. He brought a notebook and was taking notes. Like, if he has something to learn from it, you certainly do too. At least statistically speaking, there's a pretty good chance. This was someone else who was doing, he's from Connecticut. He was filling stuff and I just turned and took pictures of taking a picture. This is a mandolin ensemble playing Vivaldi, which was actually surprisingly super cool. This was the person, Elisa. Also, there's more Anna Vidovich right there. This is a game. Spot the Anna Vidovich. There she is right here. There's just, is that an Anna Vidovich? So there she is right there. Let me put this in. Wrong thing. Right there she is there. Because you know what you know what I didn't expect? That guy. So we went to get the food, and then the two of them were walking and holding hands and like rubbing up on each other, and I was like, oh, what? Oh shit. Oh shit. All right. Because I didn't think they were together, but all right, moving right along. I feel like he's way too old. You know what? I'm not gonna say anything. This is very bizarre. I'm not judging. You know what? Moving right along. All right, where was I again? This was Elisa. She was from Italy. She was the one. Okay, I took a master class with her. I didn't even have to ask her. One of the first things she said was, "Would you like to play my lute?" And I was like, yeah, when can we find a chance to do it? Are you around after your masterclass? And she goes, no, just take it now. I sat with that lute. I skipped one of the lectures. This was the one on the Tonewood things. This was the one on the guitars. I skipped it and played that lute for 2 hours. She likes me. She did. I mean, she's very... You want other guitarists to try it out? No, I did not want... No one actually asked, but I also didn't feel comfortable enough because she did. She was like, please don't, be careful. The strings are incredibly low tension. If I were to do this... my nail would have hit the top of the guitar, and it's incredibly thin. And it's so thin, I'm not even kidding, you could potentially puncture the top of the lute. The thing, her strap on it was probably the same weight. It was almost unbelievable. What's the tuning on a lute? So this is the tuning. This was a wild experience. and there's going to be some bragging involved. There's 2 stories that involve. There are actually a few stories that I don't give a shit. They involve some bragging. I don't care. I don't care. I talk too much. I talk too poorly about myself, or I talk poorly about myself too much. Okay, it's this. Okay, plus 2 extra strings. So, I hold this lute. It feels different. The shape and everything and the balance is different. It looks different. The frets are tied on and they're slightly like crooked and stuff. There's 1 single string and the rest of them are double coarse. So courses are just groups of strings. So like a 12-string guitar, there's 2 together. Now what this means is that this instrument looks different, feels different. I can't get these are all the ways in which it's disorienting. I can't orient myself with my right hand because when I put my finger up against a string, it's 2 strings. 2 strings that are thinner than these strings, that are slightly spaced apart, and the spacing of each group of strings is different from this guitar. And there's 2 lower strings here. And I can't visually orient myself because it's just a wall. Well, it's just a wall of strings. Okay. It's just a wall. It's just like a wall of strings here. Were they starstruck? Everybody was. Were they like, are you the Rafi? Okay, so I can't physically orient myself here because of the feeling of it, the spacing, the fact that there's double coarse strings. And then I can't do it with my left hand. And then also the tuning is different. And then also there's 2 extra strings on the bottom. And if anyone plays guitar, you'll know that well, if you've tried to play a bass guitar, for example, you orient yourself in a particular way. So your lowest string is your E string. Not here, it isn't. Okay. So there's insane levels of like disorientation. I can't even, so I sit down with the lute and I just can't, I had just come from playing this. Okay? Technically speaking, it's tuned the same, so I could just take the top 6 strings and play it. It's physically possible. But I can't. I'm like, oh my god. What do I play? Let me do this. I can't find where the notes are. So what I start doing is go, okay, how can I orient myself? Well, let me find, instead of trying to do everything at once, let me go like, just 2 strings. Let me add a 3rd string. And I was incredibly, before this, I even said to someone, a friend of mine, I was like, Kaylee, because she was like, how does it feel? I've been playing it for like 5 minutes or something. I'm like, if I'm being totally honest, I'm actually, hey, Raspberry, this is what I'm talking, I'll say some more general stuff, but so, I was like, to be totally honest, I was getting very frustrated with myself. I didn't think it would be this difficult. I thought it'd be weird, right? It'd be weird, but it's the same notes. Yeah, Neurovec, the sound and the feeling was incredible because I finally I've listened to so much lute music, but I had never touched a lute before. But about after 20 minutes, it all started to click. And so then people were coming by and were like, oh, I didn't know you played the lute or something. Like, how long have you been playing for? And I was like, 20 minutes. And they thought I was joking around. Like, it's a sarcastic, like, hey, how long have you been playing the guitar before? And you're like some guitar expert. And it's like, yeah, I just started today. Blah, ha, 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 ha. And they're like, no, but like, how much have you been playing? I was like, I just played this. I've never touched the lute before 20 minutes ago. And some people were being like, oh, what Dowland piece is that? And I was like, I don't know, I'm just improvising. So I was trying to go between like improvising, like you guys even know some of the composers like Luis de Milan and John Dowland. And I was able to, especially after about an hour or so in, feel pretty comfortable improvising on this instrument in the style of like particular composers. So I was trying to do stuff like, so if I went like, whoops. And then I tried to do something like, hey, Brian, thank you for the 33-month resub. Again, for those who didn't, for the first time, I met Necros Ahab. Think about it, you've been subscribed for almost 3 years, and we only just met a few days ago. Oh, what was the thing? Something like that. Vol, thank you for gifting what's now become the signature move. 3 months of a tier 1 sub to I Feel It in the Water. Thank you, Vol. And Mayar's, how's it going? Thank you for the 37-month resub and also a blindfolded challenge. Good Raffeneving. Oh my god, scare me now. You missed it unless you were lurking earlier. It was a very French week. A very French week. It was crazy. You always have had 2 guitars? Yeah, I've always had 3 guitars. What are you I've always had 3 guitars. I'm crazy. Actually, there's a whole bunch more over there. But yes, I've always... ¿Por qué dos? Porque las cuerdas son diferentes. Por ejemplo, eso es. Y estos, los dos son los mismos, pero el sonido es diferente. Okay. Do people in the class world monkey with 7 strings? They do. In fact, one of the performances, the dude was monkeying with 10 strings. Now, I will do the blindfolded thing, Mayor. Just give me one moment. So we have a second hype train going. This is pretty hype. In fact, I'm about to get to... So this is Elisa. She was... and she came out... She's very shy and very sort of strange, but in the best way. And she came out and partied with us. Just one of the nights. Your last bits. Thank you for the 115 bits. Thank you, Gramophone. If you have a Fender amp, you must have an electric guitar too. True. Is that a guitar? No, this is a lute. This is the lute that I played. Why did I take so many pictures? Oh, wait, are these... I must have taken a video, no? Yes, okay. Dude, what? Why did this happen? Oh, it's so quiet. Oh, I tried to take a video and someone's phone rang. Dude, this guy right here, his phone rang and he didn't silence it. His phone rang like it was fucking 1992. And he looks at it and gets up and just slowly starts walking out of the thing. And it was like, what are you doing? Do you not have a mute thing? Are you unaware? The most ridiculous thing about it was the fact that his phone makes a noise. My phone hasn't made a noise in forever, unless I specifically set the alarm to like ring, like when I make my tea. The only noise a phone of mine has made in the past like 20 years has been some sort of variation on that's all it does. This guy's phone rings like there's a metal bowl and okay, all right. Thank you for this. Thank you for the such strong support. Such strong support. Thank you, everyone. Foreign phone, they have different settings. I'm not giving him any. No understanding here. No. Vibration mimicking? Oh, I got it. Guys, whose phone? What the? Wait, is my phone? What's that sound? All right. Oh, it's gonna be loud. Okay, so this is Niccolo. He's the one that made me dance. This is a 10-string guitar. I also wasn't the biggest fan. I feel like he didn't use the extra strings, as much as I would have liked. And it was all very modern, like contemporary classical music, and so it was a little bizarre, but is there a difference playing the lute versus guitar? There is, but I'm not sure I can explain the details because I literally just did. I'm sorry. Okay, it'd be help if I did this. All right. Whoops. Professional streamer. Here's the guy. Hold on. Here's the guy. Everybody shame this man. Shame this man. Also, can you guys see Anna Vidovich's hair? All right, moving right along. This is what, oh, because we had a wine tasting thing. He looks nice, I like it. No, because his phone went off and he didn't silence it. I added 10 new wines. I added 10 new wines to the list this week. Yeah. Does anyone actually know what they're doing when they buy wine or what? The jury's still out as far as I'm concerned. Why is this weird? Does anybody know why this is happening? This one wouldn't get picked up by the app I was using, so I just took a picture. That's something else. This is the workshop. Matthias, he did the strumming thing. There's a mandolin trio. They were great. What did I think about that one? Oh god, I don't remember. I just marked down the ones that I liked. Oh, Vol, here you go. Wow, this is terrible audio quality. I made a joke because we didn't really talk to any of the mandolinists. They're all from Israel, which is not why, but they sort of had their own Airbnb that they stayed at. There was a bunch of them. And I was like, guys, am I the only person who has this clearly incorrect image of the mandolinists here? Where I have this in my mind, they just walk around all day and they don't say words or speak or eat food. They just go. I just like, that's all all right, next. I'm pretty sure that's how they communicate. And wow, this does not sound as good as it does. This is not how it sounds in person. It actually sounds good in person. Okay, here's the trio. I've mentioned this person Scott Borg before. He's like my big brother in the guitar world because he was the first person who accepted me in. But yeah, this is him. So this is one of Matthias's compositions. I should have done IRL streaming. Hear me? It's difficult to explain how busy I was. Not like every second I was doing something, but I think if I I don't know. I struggled to. So I played my guitar in the master class. The 2 master classes I played for Matthias and Jeremy. And I played some guitars that the luthiers brought. That was it. The first 4 days, I actually didn't touch a guitar. So it was that busy. I was supposed, again, I'm playing these pieces, for this piece for a master class. And I told her the night before, because we had dinner together, Elisa, the lute player, I was like, just to let you know, tomorrow, I haven't touched my guitar in like 4 days. It's gonna be, but she said it was fine. But that's like how crazy it was. But that's not a bad thing. It's because there were other things I was doing. Yeah, I wanted to be present, and it was difficult to be present. It's hard to explain. You don't want to be in a situation you're hanging out with people, you're in this thing, and it's just like, oh, hey guys, like live shit. Like you just don't want to do that. This is. I didn't even, I even felt like I lacked being present anytime I took these videos, but I tried to just go 1 photo and 1 short video of each of the moments. That's it. I'll mention what she said. Also, I still remember the blindfolded thing. Mayors is not 12. When I haven't touched my oh, okay, alright, I see. Heyo. Wait, this is what we just listened to? Oh yeah, wait, why can't I? Okay, there we go. Okay, this is the 4 of them together. This is the piece. So few issues? Okay, good. Vol mentioned some audio issues, but... That's a typical Greek rhythm. I'm not surprised. Gramophone. This dude is like lived and traveled all over the world. Like I mentioned before, lived in India for 6 years, lived in Mongolia for 6 years, lived with gypsies in Spain for 6 years. Also, you French people. So, I don't understand. Okay, so this is Jeremy. He comes out, he's wearing jeans, sneakers, and a white button shirt, and somehow looked more sophisticated and and professional than the people wearing suits. I don't know how you guys do, and it's like, I'm French. Okay, but that's, all right, moving right along. But look at the difference between these two. He looks like a bum. He's wearing a vest over a t-shirt. Again, jeans with these shoes and shaggy hair. And this is like, I'm cool. And then this person, Amit, who plays the tabla. But I was like, dude, how do you come out? How do you make sneakers part of formal dress? Like, what do you, okay. Okay, what a terrible video. I must have taken, when I take these videos, I try to time them in a particular. Am I not clicking on this right? Oh, here you go. No electric guitar. Oh, I didn't go to I even missed some of the concerts. I didn't see the electric guitar video. If that's what the performance. If that's what you're talking about. Unless you just are randomly mentioning. So I chose to sit in the back. Better sound. That's where the cool kids sit. Yeah. We sit in the back and make jokes and giggle. Go. But actually, all right. Uppies and some sideways. So their bodies. If you actually look, their bodies and their in relation to their guitars are actually basically the same. So Jeremy has the classical thing. It's propped up like this, and so it looks like 45 degrees. But his spine is straight. But look. And so Matthias's guitar is still at an angle, not so much, but look at his body. His body is turned to sort of compensate. He's like hunched over and you can't really see, but he's like slightly tilted to the side. Why is the sound still going? What's happening? How is this happening? Wait, why is this happening? I missed this. I wasn't sure. Okay, so there was a lot of spontaneous singing. Again, I picked up Matthias and Jeremy from the airport, which was a 2-hour ride each time. Drove them back today. Picked them up in the morning, drove them everywhere. It was a lot of time spent in my car. And so at this point, I only caught the end. I like had this idea. It was like, because I was trying to be present in the moment. And then I was like, this is so ridiculous. Let me record this. But just randomly, Matthias just goes like, boom, 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 boom. And it's just, I don't know what brought it about. And so Jeremy decides to go like, dun, 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 and it was just doing Michael Jackson's, just doing some Michael Jackson. And it was only just, because he was doing his Michael Jackson impression of, and he just kept doing that like, it was like this over the top ridiculous Michael Jackson singing impression where it's like almost no sound came out. Yeah, Billie Jean. That was that. So this is what happens when you get like 40 guitarists in one house. You know what you get? Zero music. No one played a guitar. There was no music playing. Oh my God. Because someone, I mentioned it to someone like, oh my God, you guys like, do you play guitar together and do stuff? It's like, not only was there no guitar playing, there just wasn't music playing. There's been music all day. It's like 12 plus hours of music. You don't want to listen to, but this is. Say hello. Oh, this is the person. Oh God, how do I do this? This is the person. Oh my God, I'm a failed streamer. This is the person Mauro from the Italian guy, but who lives in Mexico. This is that guy who was playing the tablas. So let's go over there. Say hello. Look at the okay, guys. Look at the 3 Frenchmen. Is it a thing that French people are tall? Why are they the 3 tallest people in the room? I told you these guys are like scary.
Oh, whoa, hey, smile. It's a video.
Yeah, no music. Speaking of no music. Dude, why is it doing this? That's something else. That's someone I have to email. She wants to be... She's a surgeon. She wants to be a subject of my experiment. I told her that I'm convinced anyone can improvise, and she said I could never improvise, and I was like, all right, are you willing to be part of my experiment? I asked her if she had a keyboard at her house, and I said, okay, we'll do a call, and I'll get her to improvise in 20 minutes. This is Juan Falu, who I felt bad. His playing was very nice. It was too nice. I almost fell asleep. And I'm like not even kidding. I feel like my vision started to get really weird. Like I felt like things were going like this. Like without my head moving, it felt like things were like moving around. So no, that is not a double neck guitar. That's a triple neck guitar with the lowest part with the frets reversed. So was I on mushrooms? No, but it was kind of similar, to be totally honest. But yeah, I mean, he kind of just... This was everything. Ready? Are you ready? This is like... Oh... Actually, this is probably the most energetic thing he did. This is definitely the most energetic thing he did. It was just like, woo! Definitely fatigue plus hypnosis from the music. 100%. Let me look to see if any of these photos I'm about to go through doesn't have any information from some other people. Try not to dox. No. Okay, so we're good. Why does he keep doing this? Whoops, shit. Okay, this was Luca Stricagnoli. He does fingerstyle guitar. He's from Italy. Okay, apparently I didn't like the timing. It was insanely loud, which... The bass, those bass like thuds would like shake you. If he didn't play, I would have fallen asleep. I'm not a fan of fingerstyle stuff in general like this. It often feels one-dimensional. Perhaps because there's so many I mean, you can actually really only get one guitar color, which is unfortunate, but like, so if you can't do this, it's just, there's nothing but that one sound. There's either that sound and that sound plus vibrato, but that's, and so you have to do other things, but it's like, I've mentioned to you guys before, the only reason I play classical guitar, like the thing that drew me to it more than anything else was the tone and stuff. Just guitar, but so it was a little, I don't know, whatever, it's not a big deal. What's up, Marty? Oh yeah, Tom from Boston does the fingerstyle stuff. Okay. And then this was at the airport earlier this morning when I dropped them off. What the hell is on her clothes? Is this in the photo or is there just shit on my clothes? Again, guys, each one of these dudes is like 6'3", 6 foot. They're like, I feel like I'm actually shorter than that. I think they were being nice and leaned over a bit, but and so that was this morning, and then I came home and didn't know what day it was, and now I'm here. No, I'm not even. I'm 5'8". Definitely not. Yeah, Elfin, I wasn't sure if I was going to stream or not. I was just I was very tired, but I figured why not. Thanks, Marty. I did have a good time. It was very and that was just like part of it. It was very yeah. Very crazy experience. So wow, it's almost been 3 hours. I actually still have something to do for a class tomorrow. I need to sleep. I slept for 3 hours specifically last night. So maybe I actually play the ending song. Marty Robbins. Hello. Chim. I do not. Yeah, this is from the Guitar Festival. No, this was in Rhode Island. Little old Rhode Island. Which is why it was so crazy that Anna Vidovich was there, not even as part of the festival. What the hell was she doing there? Apparently she was accompanying her man. All right. Yeah. To be honest, guys, tiny bit disappointed. Look. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. You know what? I'm just joking. Although, okay, well, he was just frustrated. Like, who was she attached to? The guy the neuroscientist guy. Like, I don't know. I'm in this. Look, I'm not gonna get it. But seriously, it was like, because I told, okay, it's okay. It's all right. You know who I'm really disappointed with? You know who I'm really not mad at, but just disappointed with? Most of the other guitar students in the studio. Most of them didn't go to almost anything. And it was like, you guys are so dumb. You're like frustrated. You're like annoying me. And I've tried to be reasonable. Like, I understand why, but it's so... They're complaining the whole time about how crazy things have been, particularly the past month, because for those who don't know, Adam is our the guitar professor and put on this whole thing. And it's just been complaint after complaint. And it was just an opportunity where you'd have to, if you could get it anywhere, you'd have to travel very far. It'd certainly be many times, literally many times more expensive, more difficult, and time consuming to get something like this if you were to get it anywhere else. And it was within minutes of them for no money. Like what the fuck? We're at the top of their field. Yeah, that's what I mean. It's like... I don't know what to say. But that's the thing. You can't say... It's like... Because you're trying to... I tried to do it ahead of time to convince them to come and stuff, but it's like... Just like trying to... It's the idea behind you just had to be there, man, to experience... I tried in as many different ways to potentially let them know the significance. But again, until you've sat... Oh, I had one of these experiences. Here, let me show you this. I've showed you guys this before, but... So the very first day, I'm talking with Matthias, and we have... we're doing some stuff, and we have a bunch of free time, so he's like, do you want to play some guitar? Rafi, let's jam. Let's jam. Is there somewhere in the university we can jam? Let's play guitar. And I was like, oh, shit. Okay, let's do it. I'll show you some strumming stuff. Guys, it was this. And I was like aware of it in the moment. It was so surreal. I'm about to show you. Okay, this was me. This is what I mean by intimidating. This is going to be, I think, the best I'll be able to do at conveying this. This is me. And the guy who's speaking, just assume that's Matthias. It's this type of look you're about to see. Again, the guy is not going to give him a look of like, you suck, I hate. It's not bad. It's just...
Tu savais jouer. Comme moi, je t'ai jamais entendu. Essaye de faire un petit truc pour que ça rentre dans mes oreilles.
It's just like, play something. Play something for me. Like, holy shit. And these people around you just looking at you. These people who've been who've been playing and doing this particular thing for like longer than you've been alive.
Ah, quasiment beaucoup de choses, hein.
C'est le cœur qui parle.
Avec ça plebeen al ritje, dan ben ik de platte. Allez, me fait qu'on communauté. Allez, c'est très moussa. Voilà. Allez.
Look at this guy's face. Look at that stare. Dude, someone looking at you straight in the eyes like this, that's... When they asked me to play, those were the stares I was seeing. Rafi, play, improvise. It's like,
Adesso ce l'abbiamo già. Vale.
Look at his look as he does stuff, but his eyes don't break contact for like a decent amount of time, right? And so there's the moment when I had to play, but also Matthias showing me the strumming stuff, just me and him and this woman who's like filming, who I wanted to like yell at. She took videos and pictures of just Matthias and I playing and improvising together, and he was teaching me these strumming patterns, and he was like singing to me, like, is he like incredibly overwhelming, like you're gonna see. And then I was like, hey, can you share those with me? And she's like, no, they're personal. And I was like, I don't know, you suck, but that's whatever. So I missed, because there's footage of me playing this person. It was like, but it was like this. I swear to God, she used the term personal. They're mine. I was like, they're kind of not yours. They're literally of me and another person, by the way. Sorry. Okay. Right? On multiple levels. One, it's like, you're gonna film us and be like, I can't share it because it's my photos. And then also, what are you? Are you not a human? What kind of weird... Rafi, I think she's just crazy. I think she's just crazy. No, I think she was crazy. It's okay. What's up, Ninja? She want to give you... Right, like, and like, I don't care that she has photos of me. I don't care photos of it. It was just like, you're not gonna give them to me? Like, this is incredibly special. She was talking about how special and amazing and unbelievable the moment was. And she's captured it on film. It's so magic. Oh my God, it's so like, okay, yeah, can you share it? No. She literally went, no. It's just, I don't really want to give it out. It's personal. I was like, what? 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 I know who she is. She's the head of the Connecticut Classical Guitar Society. Yeah, that's right. I just doxed her, I guess, apparently. Not really, but what? She's like, I'm the president of the Connecticut Classical Guitar Society. Okay, great, lady. I don't know. Whatever. All right. You know what? I'm getting distracted. All right. Continue. But, because I want to show you guys. Maybe I'll find a way to get it from her. I don't know. Continue. So, but this is what it was like. I imagine me, I'm the kid here. And then Matthias is, because even doing some strumming things, like doing this stuff, it was exactly like this. And I was aware of this video because I've watched it so many times. As I was in the moment, I was like, oh God, oh God.
Ho Rinci, domani state di prate. Andiamo a fare community. Adesso ce l'abbiamo già. Vale.
We even did a Roomba at one point, which is this exact strumming pattern, by the way. It was just this. And I was trying to follow along with the patterns and the chord changes on the spot. And he was literally singing like this. We were doing a Roomba.
Cabi me gusta now. I just can't stop for me. I think it's the rumba. que tutta la vida se me canta. Ay, pena.
¿A ti te gusta también?
Cuando te vas, no me dejes tú vienes y canté a toda la tuitana. Pues serás mi mundo color. No, 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 no.
Wait, time out. Guys, are you ready? Nick. Oh, Nick. Oh, Nick. Hold on a second. Oh, no. 1 second. This is the very ominous the way it's hold on. This is one picture. This is the. But that's not what I was.
Que sí, que no, que la palabra la tengo yo. Que sí, que no, la palabra la tengo yo.
Nick, I had an interesting lunch. I had an interesting lunch.
Que todo el que no te quiera. Por tu querer ya me muero. Que todo el que yo te quiero. Ay, guapa era.
Yeah, guys, that's the emote we mentioned before.
No, 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 que tome que no te quiero. No, 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 que tome que no te adoro. No, 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 que sabe que no te quiero. No, 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 que sabe que no me muero.
And then he was like, we were doing this gypsy jazz thing. And he's like, improvise, go. I am sure. So when it comes to like perhaps musicianship in some way, also Xenon, what's up? How's it going? It's certainly that the most famous person is not necessarily the best. They could be, but it's not necessarily the case. It's not like the more popular you are, the better you are, and it just go. They don't go like this. And certainly, it's even more extreme when you go cross genres and cross communities and cross, I don't know, areas of life. Like, it's what I tried to mention about Twitch. Like, I promise I don't mean this in a bad way, but it's musically quite uninspiring. Kazuki, what's up? Welcome in. Because these are people that actually live and breathe like they live music in a way that's it intimidates you. Their presence intimidates you. But yeah, Kazuki, we're just watching some sort of Gypsy Kings. It makes it right. That's what I mean. It's like Spain? No, well, this isn't from the festival. This is a video, but the festival I'm talking about was in Rhode Island. So I don't want Guitar Shredded to burn any bridges he doesn't want to burn, but I mean, perhaps you can perhaps we can do it in a way that's not, personal. But what I mean is I wouldn't be intimidated by any of the musicians on Twitch. Let's just say that. Which is not to say that they should be intimidated by me, but it's so fundamentally different from being around these other people. Not like they're better humans, but like, again, none of them have this presence, I can assure you.
Como la prendía y ya vi siempre cuando ella llega mi pensamiento.
See, he's not mean, he's smiling, he's just so intense. Some of these guys are so intense.
Ça me fait plaisir d'être là parce que tu vois, on s'exprime et tout. On est bien là, tu vois, on est comme à la maison.
I gotta harass this lady to get the video. Cause what were we doing? We were doing something. It was this shuffle thing. Oh, except. God, it doesn't. I can't. This isn't the mic settings aren't for. I can't remember the shuffle pattern. Or doing something like this and... The program didn't list the piece? No, I don't know. So much of Vivaldi sounds the same, which is great. I heard someone say, I think Elliot Fisk was like, you know, people can criticize people like Vivaldi. Oh, it all sounds the same, but it's like, you know how difficult it is to do one thing well? But yeah, I don't. So this was the pattern. If anyone's curious, I need to. Oh, that's not what I want to do. I want to do this. Your thumb, up with your finger, down, up with your thumb, and either do this. That's what they were doing in the video, or you could do this and then up, down, up, and then repeat. And so the accent becomes it's difficult though. That's what you need. I'm practicing. Let's practice. Elliot was introduced a couple days ago. All right. Which is a really common beat found in cultures all over the world. Okay. I kind of want to say one more thing because it has to do with what I just mentioned a little bit. And again, I don't mean this in a negative way, but just to give you an idea. So this person, Elisa, she's a lute player from Italy, talked about her theorbo that she had, but she can't travel with it because it's a pain in the butt and the neck doesn't fold down. For those who don't know, a theorbo is a lute with a very, 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 very long neck. For those who don't know what a lute is, I don't know, I guess you could Google either one. But Marshall, the luthier who did stuff with Brandon Acker, who does stuff on YouTube, he goes to her, do you have a theorbo with a folding neck? And she said no. And he goes, Brandon has one. He goes, huh? He goes, Brandon has one. And she goes, who's Brandon? Brandon Acker. I don't know him. He has 500,000 subscribers on YouTube. And she's like, okay. And I was like, yeah, you know what? Like, it's like, okay, good for you. I don't know who it, like, exactly. It was like, yeah, I don't know who this guy, yeah, I don't care. It's like, I don't give okay, he's not. Shows him exactly. It's like, no one gives, like. It's like world-class lute player, like, I don't know, Marshall apparently thought, I almost kind of laughed a bit. I was like, oh. I don't know why he thought that she would know who he is, especially on just by a first name. Especially the name Brandon, like the neighbor. Guys, don't ever do that. Just to warn you, not that you would, but it would be like you talking to, you know, this just like classical guitarist or something from somewhere else, just like, you know, world-class traveling guitarist, and you go like, Yeah, Rafi plays a guitar like that. Who? Rafi, you know. No, I don't know him. I don't know him. Oh wait, you mean Schnaff? Yeah, he's oh no way. Okay. Kabuki Bear, hello. Damn it. I wish I thought of that. Alright. And Goji, hello. How have I been? Good, but tired and hungry, so I need to head out. Wait, Schnaff? Who Jake Paul was? Here, I'll show you guys a blindfold. Yeah, we'll do okay. You know what we're gonna do? Okay, two things. Okay. Oh god, this is how this always happens. Alright, one second. Diviser. Chacon. No, it's fine. I was thinking about the ending song Blindfolded, yeah. This is a Theorbo. This is French. This is an example of French Baroque music. It's huge. It's the only way you can, in a reasonable way, this is the reasonable way, to get the pitch of these strings to be so low and still actually have enough tension to be able to, make sound. How to actually, it's a huge case. Fortunately, it's not, this is incredibly light. I can't really describe to you how light the lute was. So a lute, this is just a lute if it were to be cut off here without the extended neck. At least as far as my hands could tell, because I purposefully did this, I held her strap for the lute in one hand and the lute in the other, and I think the strap that holds her lute was heavier than the lute itself. It felt like I was holding paper. Like a bass and guitar all in one, kind of. That could be a way to think of it. Also, this guy's interpretation is not the... I mean, here's an example of someone who is like, I mean, really one of the people at like the top of the top, but just looks like a schmo, right? There's like nothing special about him. 8.2 thousand subscribers, like nothing. Hey, what's up, Acoustic? Jordy doesn't play the Theorbo, but he has, whoa, this guy actually plays with Jordy Savall. Jordy plays the gamba, insert like the viols. This is so much different from Bach. It's so much more it's so light and pleasant and how do you describe it? It's like closer to like pop music in a certain way. It's very, it feels lighter. It feels, not as deep, but not in a bad way. It's just like real. Oh no, Bach is the best, but this is like, listen to how repetitive this is. I mean, it's a chaconne, so the bass, it repeats. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, it's the entire thing is repeating. And then he goes to this thing. Also, listen to the specifics of the ornamentation. And then when it goes to the minor section, it's so good. It sounds super modern. This is just like... But this was written in the 60s. Oh. Oh. And then back to major. It's not loud. The strumming isn't loud, but it's so, again, it's like so clear and articulate. I don't think the ornamentation is indicated. I may be wrong, or at least not in all the parts. It was expected that you'd know. Plus, this would be, you'd be looking at lute tablature. Hey, what's up, Zenati? Yeah, I mean, well, this is just like, you could, I guess, mean two things by that. So it's like, do you mean like this chaconne is, I'm pretty sure, part of a larger suite of music? But I'm thinking you maybe mean like where this music would be played. Look at that strumming pattern. Like, look at that. If you remember, yeah, I'm pretty sure there was, yeah. But look at how much you can do with just basically the same bass line. So distracting. Oh, this is the one I was thinking of. Okay, so this is also divisé, but this gives you a different look at the theorbo. Oh, Jesus. This is much heavier music. Same composer, but just much. Oh, is this from the? Yeah, I almost because I see it in. God, look at how big that thing is. That's what she said. I'm not sure exactly, and not just because I'm not an expert, but also because it's like asking when the first guitar was played. Here, let me do this. I'd imagine sometime in the 1600s. Is when this would be developed. And I'm pretty sure it was Italy. What did they call it? Did they just call it a chitarrone? That's right, chitarrone. But we were wrong. Okay, the late 16th century in Italy. All right, so I was close enough. And if you notice, these are all single strings, unlike the lute that I had mentioned before. So then the tension is back to being like a guitar, and same thing with the spacing of the strings. Yeah, and this would be written and played around 400 years ago, maybe 350, closer to something like that. A pipe organ, true, the hardest instrument to travel with. No, they don't mean greater sound, they just give you a different type of sound because they can't be perfectly in tune. So it gives you this super slight phasing effect, which it makes it sound full, but it doesn't necessarily mean like a lot of volume. It's certainly quieter than if you play a guitar. Well, the scratchiness is the fact that they're not using nails. That's partly and it's also gut strings. She had gut strings on her. Yeah, that's why I don't like the flesh of the skin. We've talked about it before, but I'll show it in a second. I feel like it works for these instruments. It's what my ear is used to hearing, for one. It was almost a little sad that I had to play with my nails. Because what they do is like, that'd be like this. But it's too round. the natural for me the construction of the guitar and also probably just what I'm used to hearing too. It's like, see how actually like tinny and thin and metallic it sounds to use your flesh. And this is the hard so that's the soft flesh. And this is the hard nail. Mayars, are you still here? You are, okay. Improvisation in the style of Devisé. Blindfolded. All right. It shouldn't actually make it more difficult, but... Right. on a second. What if it is? I'm like a welder. What's going on? All right. Okay. Like a welder. I'm a child. All right. Thanks, guys. See, that's more what if I wouldn't have even mind if I showed him something like that instead. I just wasn't inspired. I came from listening to a lecture for like 2 hours. There was like no music in my head. Whatever. I might just send them some stuff to look at. Okay, I'm gonna play the ending song and get some food and try to do this assignment and sleep because I have to get up again at 7. Clip it, put on YouTube. I can do that. I wish it didn't have cell phone vibrations in it, but yeah. Okay, hey, let me do this. But I appreciate you all being here. This is my God. Now I'm in like this heavy, like. But this song is not that at all. Thanks for all the hearts. Damn, when was the last time we had that many hearts in the stream? Holy shit. Oh my God. I should have played this for them. They said to play something that's significant to me. Whatever. It was so much pressure. Oh my God. I would have even just played because like I don't think they were looking to be like impressed with dazzling stuff. Damn it. Thinking on the spot is so hard. Okay. I am glad to hear it, Kauto. Thank you for being here. And thank you all for being here. It was strange. I don't think I've ever gone this long without thinking about Twitch. Because, you know, the other times I've taken a week off, it's either been for TwitchCon or Games Done Quick, which is all speedrunning stuff. So they're both Twitch related. So this is probably the longest I forgot that I had a stream a couple of the night. So yeah, what day is it? Yeah, last night I forgot. Because I was going to send messages to let you guys know that there was going to be no stream last night, but I forgot. And on Friday, I forgot too. Which is probably a good thing. It's maybe the longest I've gone without thinking about streaming in 6 years. And like that's not like an exaggeration. I did send one early because I remember, but then I think as the festival went on, I just stopped. Yeah, I did it to let you know, but I was still planning on sending more, but I just didn't. But I did do that. Is why partly why. I appreciate you guys being here. I think maybe part of it was, well, for those of you who've been here, I think you'll understand what I think you'll take this the right way. I think you'll understand. But I felt a little bit more appreciated there than I did here. I should say than I have here. It's been years of pretty shitty feeling. Because you guys are here, but it's not exactly the same. So Chopin, Prelude in E minor. I don't. I actually don't know any repertoire on the piano. I don't have any formal repertoire. Everything I do is improvising. I'm looking for someone to raid, by the way. On just the wait, which topic, Han? About being with a specifically not just with people who matter, but people who matter to your future. Is that what you're referring to? So that makes sense. And let's say this just doesn't make sense to you guys, but there's the face-to-face stuff. There's just the pure appreciation thing, but also shit, what was the actually initial thing that former students just on the topic future. Shit, I forgot what I was gonna say, whatever. Oh, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Because it's not about you, it's this is very one-sided. Streaming is very one-sided. There's no possible way the viewers in a stream can support a person. Even if they financially do it, it's still not the same. You guys can't really support my future or anyone else's, to put it sort of in Vol's words. it's just, I still think streaming is amazing, but it's just, it's not a substitute. It's like constantly looking through the world, looking at the world through a screen. Now, you may go, what do you mean? It literally is that. But I mean, like, from my point of view, everything's still through a screen. And again, I mean it figuratively. It just happens to actually be true literally. It sounds like it's true literally, but I mean in a different. What I mean is, have you ever been somewhere, some building, some structure, some area in nature, you take a picture, and the picture, you're standing right there, and it's like, wow, this picture doesn't look like the thing doesn't look like that. That's kind of like this. Again, I know there's screens, and I'm on a screen, and you're on a screen here, but I mean it more metaphorically. Like, all the experiences go from 3 dimensions to 2 dimensions. You don't feel the stare of the person. You don't. You can't smell me. I can't spit on you while talking. I can't get in your personal space enough to make you feel uncomfortable. So I brought that up because it was something I actually was aware of. Again, driving with Matthias, and he's saying this stuff, and he's doing this, and at one point it's like some spit comes out of his mouth, like, because he's just like, he didn't spit on me, but it's just like talking, and it's just like, wow. The person's right here. Like, even if I'm right here, it's not I'm still far away. Everything is like compressed and artificialized. That's why you like the internet. I'm just dumping thoughts. It's been, yeah. You're figuring out where you lay. Yeah, I mean, there's a difference between, being isolated, especially when you want to have connection with people, versus just like being alone, versus, just not being near people, really. I don't know who I want to raid. But the bomb got a sleep streak. Dude, the bomb's got to eat. The bomb's got to do some reading and respond to the reading. Then the bomb has to eat. Should we raid AI Jesus? No. Okay. You know what I think I'm actually gonna do? Green Idol Lady, you're late. That's okay. Shit. Oh my god, it's been almost 4 hours. We raided Jonathan right before I left for the festival. So this was a week ago. I'm just gonna raid him again. Because out of the people who are on right now, he's probably the most inspiring to me. Big ol' L, it's okay. Yeah, exactly. I can't feel the heat. This isn't a real fire. Dang. That's probably good. You can hear the crackle though. It doesn't really. Yes, copy those raid calls. And again, if you'd like to help support the stream, you can always subscribe, donate, cheer. You can hype chat, right? That is what it's called. I forget the dude. No, Yeah, hype chats. Yeah. My voice. Also, Sammy. Sammy, did I say hey? I can't remember. Shit, I can't remember. All right. Merci pour le stream. De rien. De rien. Alina. That was crazy. What is a hype check? Yeah, exactly. They're good for hype trains, but that might be it because how much money you have to pay versus how much the streamer receives is very low. But it contributes to the hype train, so it could actually mean more, but whatever. It's when you send a message that goes along with a donation. But unlike a normal donation, part of this donation just goes straight to Twitch. Who cares? Ooh! Sure! Why didn't I come up with that idea? Oh my god. Elfin, how come you didn't give that idea earlier? I'm blaming you. No, that's a great idea. Damn it. I actually wish I had thought of that. Some people do that for GDQs, the Games Done Quick events. The people who don't go, they'll be in a streamer's, like, they'll all be in, like, a Discord server. Shit, alright. Not in the state. Dude, you should have told me that idea. Okay. What am I doing? Okay, we're gonna raid Jonathan. Copy the raid calls that Fair put. Thank you, Fair. You didn't think about it until the third course, at which point it's too late. Yeah, that was definitely too. It's okay. I was just kidding. I was more, not really frustrated myself, but I was like, oh man, that would have been a really good idea. So Jonathan Ong is another musician on Twitch. He plays the piano very well. He's an amazing overall musician, but most importantly, has the world's most maniacal laugh. You'll see. It's actually creepier than this. You'll see. He definitely has a lot of energy. And has a lot of production stuff on his stream. You'll see. But yeah. Dude, my brain is failing. Okay, so thank you for being here. It's Monday. So I'll be back Wednesday. And it's Professor Ong, yeah, because he has a doctor. Well, Dr. Ong is what we should call him. He got his DMA for music. Well, DMA for music, that's repetitive. Or redundant, I should say. Yeah, we'll say hey to him. I'm gonna eat food, do work, and sleep. I'll see you Wednesday. Thank you all for being here. Take care.